بعض. ابننا اكل قزازه وقع عليه الشباك.
قصف الدار علينا وصحينا لقيناها مقصوفة علينا مهدودة والشبابيك وقعات واختي قدام هنا وهنا في المكان.
زي ما انتم شايفين البيت كله هال علينا، كل الحي كل المربع وكلهم مدنيين، ولا جندي هنا، كله مدنيين وكله تحت الارض.
Welcome back, and more about all developments or the current situation in Gaza Strip. Well, during the meeting between President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi and the Greek Foreign Minister, there were more discussions regarding actually the need for an immediate ceasefire, allowing more humanitarian aid inside the Gaza Strip, and also talking more about how dangerous it is or critical when it comes to the escalation of the whole situation for the whole region nowadays, not only Gaza Strip. Over the phone, we have Ambassador Wafaa Basseem, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. So, first of all, before we were talking about the current situation or the developments taking place in Gaza. But now we need to stress more about, we have always been scared of the the repercussions of this attack on the whole region, reaching to other countries, and the repercussions not only on the Gazans, but when it comes to the violation of the international law itself.
Yes, of course. I think this is always the subject of any consultation between the Egyptian authorities, whether at the level of His Excellency, the President of the Republic, or at the level of the Foreign Minister or any other authorities concerned with the situation in Gaza Strip. And you are quite right to say that the issue is not anymore focused on Gaza Strip alone. Despite we have there, now we reach the number of 25,000, almost 25,000 martyrs, 12,000 of them are children. We have 79 wounded, and 600 of them are in a very dire and critical situation, but are not allowed to leave the Gaza Strip. 70% of the houses have been destroyed. The problem now, or the development now that is threatening the whole region, is that this war is now extending to, we have seen in the last few weeks that it has extended to the West Bank, to around Ramallah, to Jerusalem, because of the practices that are being conducted by the settlers and under the protection of the Israeli army. On the other hand, we have seen also some attacks in South Lebanon, and it is what they call the surgical attacks that are aiming at the leaders of the military factions of the Palestinians in Gaza or in Lebanon who are stationed there. The president had warned over the telephone the Prime Minister of the Netherlands yesterday about the threat of the extension of the war in Gaza in other parts of the region. He also warned from the threat to regional and international security. while at the same time, the Prime Minister, the Dutch Prime Minister, has reconfirmed the support of his country to all the efforts done by Egypt in order to enter the medical and food assistance to the Gaza Strip and to treat the Palestinian wounded in its own hospitals in Zawayed, in Rafah and Arish, but also in very critical cases in Cairo itself. The Prime Minister has asserted the importance of continuing to coordinate and to consult with Egypt in order to retrieve the stability in the region, in order to be able, after the stop of the ceasefire, a viable and extended ceasefire that would permit for the situation to calm down, so the international community can look into ways and means of recalling the parties to the negotiating table and to resume whatever peace process that can be done, especially with the opening up of some Arab states on the normalization of their relations with Israel, like what the Saudi minister has declared in Davos. But this is not new. The media is trying to show it as a new development. Actually, this intention of normalization is already contained in the Arab Initiative for Peace presented by Saudi Arabia more than a decade ago, but which Israel has never wanted to implement or even to discuss about. The president also had the same content of talks and of Egyptians' position with the Greek foreign minister. To this, we have to add two important things: the complete refusal and rejection of any forced displacement of the Palestinians from their own land, whether to other countries or to Sinai and Egypt. The importance of a complete ceasefire that would allow the rehabilitation, even temporary, of Gaza, and we are not ready as Arab countries to reconstruct Gaza if a permanent solution and a permanent state, Palestinian state, is not established, because we will face the same atrocities time after time if there is not a Palestinian state independent that is there.
Well, how far or how do you see the role of the the International Court of Justice when it comes to the point that they can put some pressure on Israel for reaching an immediate ceasefire?
It's very clear that the step taken by South Africa to present this case as a genocide to the International Court of Justice and the support of many states for this honorable position, and the request of South Africa to take measures, preventive measures and provisional measures immediately on the part of the court to ensure a ceasefire is something that is very respected. I mean, all of us are hoping that this would happen soon. Unfortunately, this kind of procedures take some weeks at least to be implemented. And this is what has been said by the president of the Court of Justice, the American judge, Ms. Joan Dorine, that she's hoping to be able to look into the request of the South African for taking immediate provisional measures as soon as possible without defining a certain date. On the other hand, let's not forget that, like other instances, international instances, the International Court of Justice has not a force, an executive force of implementation of its decisions or even of its instructions. So it will all depend on how the whole world will exercise a pressure on Israel to implement these instructions by the court as soon as they are being issued. Unfortunately, we have seen so many resolutions during the last 103 days of the war in Gaza issued by the General Assembly, even the last one, which is very weak, by the Security Council, seeing that Israel and its allies are refusing the implementation of a ceasefire, a complete ceasefire, with the argument that establishing or implementing a ceasefire means preventing Israel from defending itself.
Right. Talking about the region, how can we avoid this military actions in the Red Sea or the escalation, especially after the U.S. and Britain targeted Houthis area?
I mean, we have seen also the Security Council resolution concerning the attacks on ships going through Bab el-Mandeb and taking their destination through the Red Sea, and how it has impacted the state of security and stability in this part, and how it is impacting economically many countries in the region, among them, and most importantly, Egypt. The Houthi should not understand on one side that this is not the way to improve the situation in Gaza, that they are putting in threat the interests of many neighboring countries that are supporting the Palestinian people, and this kind of attacks on the ships would open the door to the resumption of what was the phenomena of the piracy on the ships that are navigating in this international road, and that did not have any political or any supportive aim at that time, and where, if this happens, cards will be sort of confused. What is a support of the Palestinian people and what is a pure military piracy operation? Egypt has expressed its concern and has called for the whole international community to to exert efforts to stop this escalation of the military action in the region of the Red Sea, Bab el-Mandeb, and the beginning of the Indian Ocean.
Right, Ambassador Wafaa Basseem, former Assistant Foreign Minister, thank you very much for joining us. Right, moving on to check out together some light news, then we'll be back.